Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and it is Monday morning. Time to get our raid week kicked off. In this video, I'm going to be covering the Fragment Summit event that will be launching this Thursday. We'll show you that Champions kit, have a discussion about that, and then we will also get you all caught up on everything going on in-game and what I'm seeing in the community. Plus, at the end, I am going to address some of the concerns and input that I've gotten in relation to my free-to-play event that I announced yesterday. So, let's get into it. Alrighty, so as you can see, we are in the Orcs Index, and that is because the new Fragment Summit event this Thursday is going to be for Iron BRAGO, a Spirit Affinity Defense Legendary Support Champion, starting on Thursday, January 14th this week. Okay, so let's go over the kit here. The A1 is going to be attack one enemy with a 20% chance of decreasing the duration of all buffs by one turn. I'm going to guess that you can book this up to like a 30% chance. It'll probably be like damage, and then 10% buff, debuff chance or something. So you could probably book that up. Pretty decent A1. Anytime you get some sort of buff manipulation or game-changing value on an A1, going to be very good. Okay, then we've got the A2. Place a 60% increase defense buff on all allies for 3 turns. That's great. Then attacks one enemy. Has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. Has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 2 turns instead if the target is under 2 or more buffs. Now, I'm going to bet you can book that up to 100%. Okay, and the cooldown of 4, and you can probably book that to a 3 cooldown. Then we've got the A3 here, is an AoE with a 50% chance of placing a provoke for 1 turn. Also places a 50% decrease attack on all enemies for 2 turns if Iron BRAGO is under an increased defense buff. So he is probably going to prioritize his A2 first, make sure the defense buff is up, and then on the second turn he will do the A3 AoE, and then head on in to slam on some A1s and resetting the cooldowns. Then we've got the passive here, is going to increase defense of all allies by 10% of this champion's defense. That's a really cool passive. That's going to be a lot of value. So just for some easy math, if Iron BRAGO has 4,000 defense and you are in like a Faction Wars scenario, 10% of 4,000 would be 400, and then it says all allies. So that's going to be the 400 times 5. That's going to be 2,000 defense team-wide. That's pretty good for defense is a very valuable stat. It's going to be a lot of team-wide toughness just in guaranteed value on a passive. So just my kind of first impression here is I like it. I think this is one of the better jobs they've done for designing an event champion in a long time. This champion looks like it's going to be fun to play around with, fun to have on your account, but not like OP broken. There is CC, there's buff manipulation, there is a guaranteed value on the passive, there's AoE damage, defense scaling. Yeah, he's gonna be pretty solid. Probably like a top 25-ish legendary in the game. Not like a Siphi or a Bad L or a Valkyrie or something, but I think he's going to be very solid to have on your account. And obviously, we never really know for sure until we see them in-game, and we can really get a look at how the books affect things, how many books they take, and really get a chance to test them in some different teams and stuff once we have them. You never know 100% for sure, but definitely looks promising, and I would give this an A or an A- in terms of designing a Fragment event champion. And I'm definitely going to go for it, and I would recommend that you do so as well, as long as it's realistic and they structure the events well. And now we have confirmation of a couple other quality of life changes that are going to be coming to the game in the next patch, which is going to be 3.20. Now, they're going to be increasing the champion storage here on your main roster. Not the vault, like the main champion storage right here where it maxes out at 200. They're going to be maxing that out at 300. So that is going to be big. Going from 200 to 300 in your main champion storage is definitely going to be a game changer, a big quality of life change that we have needed for a while. They keep adding more and more champions to the game, but they haven't increased this stuff for a very long time. Now, I don't have any information on what it will cost. Typically, when they do stuff like this, some of you have had your stuff maxed out for a while. Some of you are newer and still working towards maxing that out. But the new slots, typically, you have a choice if you want to spend silver or gems on them. I hope they price them reasonable. They usually price them a little bit towards the steep side, but hopefully it's not too bad and people are able to max out from 200 to 300 at a pretty reasonable price. And then artifact and accessory storage are going to be pretty significantly increased. You can see here the artifact storage maxes out at 700. It is the same for the accessories slash jewelry, whatever you call it. You can see there they both max out at 700. But as of 3.20, they're going to be maxing out at 1,000. So we are basically getting 600 more space for gear. This is definitely a needed change. I'm in love with that. I know a lot of people out there are constantly fighting to artifact cleanse and go through their account every couple days and make sure they're selling off a bunch of gear, and then or going through their vault and throwing gear they want to keep on other champions, called muling gear, because you never know when you're going to need that destroy set or that freeze set or something like that. So people are constantly having to fight with their account in terms of managing gear space. So this is definitely going to help a lot. Right now, the current total artifact space is 1,400 when you add up these 700 on each side, and it's going to be going from 1,400 to 2,000. So definitely a very significant quality of life change there on both the champion storage and the gear storage. Then in terms of tournaments and events, remember we do have a Fragment Summit event starting here in a couple days on Thursday. So you're going to want to manage your resources a little bit carefully, because we don't really have anything going on in the game right now that is like special or outside of the ordinary. We've got a spider tournament going on right now. It's totally standard. You want to at least scoop up the core hammers here if you're looking for the budget version of doing the event, and pay attention to how winnable your group is. But a pretty standard spider tournament there. And then also champion training, nothing super to write home about. And after the Sir Nick event, I'm sure people are going to be a little bit more hesitant than normal to go hard on the champion training. And then in terms of events, you are able to double dip a little bit, because there is a Dungeon Divers event coinciding with the spider dungeon there. But again, nothing super outlandish here. There's no legendary book or even any core hammers or anything. So a pretty lackluster Dungeon Divers event, but it does synergize with the spider tournament. Just in general, like I said, be a little bit careful on your resources, because you're going to want to be able to go hard for this weekend on the Fragment Summit event, because it does look pretty promising in terms of a legendary champion for a Fragment event. Let's head on into the shop and see what we got going on today for the packs here. Okay, so bonus offer pack. Let's get this cleared out. Okay, this one's got a lot going on here. We've got 2 million, and then energy 1,700. Epic of 10, legendary of 4, and 65 of the Barus. All right, so 1.87. Yeah, there is a lot going on here, but not quite enough. They should have just bumped it up to 2,000 energy. It should have been 2 million silver, 2,000 energy, and then that would have been really like at least something like worth looking into. The way it is, even that though, I wouldn't have recommended it. I would have said that it needs to be, just full disclosure, I would have said it needs to be this 2.5 and 2,500. Yeah, there we go. That's the one that I would have liked to see it as. In its current iteration, it's going to be a pass from me. The monthly pack we know is pretty decent. It's usually about a 2.5 value. Chained offers have not been very good lately. Let's go ahead and plug it in just to see, but this looks like a pretty lackluster one. We got 850 energy and energy refills of that 1.27. Yep, nothing good there. Mini mix pack, crit damage, buying 5-star gear for 15. That's going to be a little too pricey on that. So the bonus offer pack, it's not terrible in terms of what we normally see in the game. It's pretty par for the course, but you know we're always looking for good value, so par for the course is not going to cut it. So everything in the shop right now, especially with the Fragment Summit event coming up this week, is going to be a pass for me, because we're going to want to be careful managing our resources to wait and see until that launches. So that mainly covers what I wanted to talk about going on in game and getting you caught up on the current events heading into this week. Now, I also want to take an opportunity to update you on some of the concerns that people have been voicing about the free-to-play competition that I'm going to be hosting. I announced this yesterday, and then after listening to people talk with me on stream and reading the comment section, I went through and read every single comment. Just people talking to me, interacting with me. I wanted to kind of address some of the more common concerns and most common input that people are giving me. And the first thing I want to talk about is there's going to be an increase in the prize pool. When I initially announced the event, It was a $500 USD prize for first place, and then some gems and some other stuff thrown in there as well for everybody in the top 5. But I've had some people step up and want to contribute towards the prize pool. Tominator Z and MTG Jedi have messaged me and contributed some money, so I'm able to bump the first place prize from 500 to 700. I'm not going to keep any of these contributions. I will put it all towards the prize pool. They both stepped up and contributed $100 towards the prize pool, so we're able to bump it up from 500 to 700. I've got other people messaging me wanting to contribute as well, or wanting to put up some money towards second place and stuff. So it's going to be fluid for the next couple days, but great news, the prize pool is definitely at minimum increased from 500 to 700 for first place, and there may be more coming soon. And then another common sentiment that I read in a lot of comments and stuff was that hey, it's a cool event, but it's way too hard to finish level 20 of every dungeon on a free-to-play account, and it's going to take 10 months. That's way too long for an event like this. So I'll address that quick. Okay, so first of all, I promise you this thing's going to be over in 2 or 3 months. If it's not over in 2 or 3 months normally, I will change the winning parameters. So like, I'm willing to adjust things. We're gonna have fun with it, and if it looks like it's gonna take 7 or 8 months, like if we're 2 months in and no one's close and I can tell, like, okay, it's gonna take a really long time for people to do level 20, I will adjust the winning parameters down. We will get this thing done in 2 or 3 months, I promise you, because I agree. I don't want this thing to be 9-10 months long. I totally agree. I will adjust things and make sure we can wrap this up in about 2 or 3 months if it's looking like it is too hard. And then the last thing I want to touch on is a lot of people are bringing up different exceptions and well, what about this? Is this allowed? And like, here's the thing. I'm not going to hire a team of lawyers to write a 287-page contract on every single exception that's possible in Raid and in the Raid universe within the game and within the different devices and different platforms. So the spirit of the competition is it's supposed to be fun and free to play. It basically boils down to, you know, the spirit of the competition. Just operate within those realms, and just like, if something's not available to everybody, don't do it. People are talking about like Google Play rewards and they're only available in certain countries on certain devices. Like, you know, probably don't do that. Can I hire a full-time staff and run around trying to police this around hundreds of people? No, I can't. It's just not possible. So let's have fun with it. Just operate within the parameters, don't spend any money, and only go after resources that are available to everybody ideally. So that is the spirit of the competition, and hopefully people will operate within that. I have faith in humanity. I have faith in the Raid community. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's have fun with it. Let's learn from it. And if it goes well, I'll do more stuff like this in the future. If it doesn't go well, I'll be like, hey, it was a good learning experience, and I learned that this type of thing is just too hard to pull off. So either way, it's going to be fun, and I'll learn from this, and hopefully everything goes well. And as we conclude here, I will pull up the stuff about the Legendary one more time, and just in case you wanted a refresher course to look over that. But that is the most important thing of the video. Fragment Summit event is going to be starting this Thursday, January 14th, so make sure and manage your resources and get ready for that, because I do think this is a good one that's going to be worth going after. So that'll do it for this video, and if you are watching this right away, I will have a pinned comment down below. I am going to head over to stream as soon as I release this video. So if you're watching this within the first few hours that it comes out, down below there is a link to me live on Twitch right now, hanging out with you guys and playing some raids. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.